What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you. Remember when I used to get videos out right as it happened? I wish I could, but it's going to be a lot to get this video out today. I'm hoping you get this on December 9th. Want to thank my sponsor, Steel Supplements. Link and discount code down in the description. Also, I'm going to put a link to Ground Floor. Right now, they've got a promotion. If you fund account this month, they will give you $20 credit to get started in real estate investing. And interesting news from EA Sports today, where the hope is, at least to Corey Moss, the CEO of Collegiate Licensing, that EA Sports will have their college football game out in the summer of 2023. So roughly a year and a half away from where we are now. And the timing of this, in my opinion, for EA could not be worse, right? So if you didn't watch my last video, go ahead and watch that. But I'll give you a synopsis here. In June, EA comes out, full throttle, commitment to franchise, all these improvements. We don't get anything by the September promise date. In October, they give the patch to a couple creators to promote the game again. They've got the game on sale for Black Friday. They've got the game being given away with promotional keys. They've got free weekends with the game. They're hyping it up with Bo Jackson, Peyton Manning. All these things are happening. But the actual updates from June still aren't done yet. In the midst of this, we get this rhetoric, a rumor from inside EA to Sports Gamers Online that they were pulling people off the project at Madden to get this game out, and that people internally at EA were frustrated. Now, we've since had EA respond to this and basically deny every aspect of those. I don't want to call them allegations because, in part, some of it is fact. I mean, we don't have the game that we expected, and clearly, EA is working on a college football game. The question would be, how many people are needed to get, all hands on deck, if you will, to put this game out? And is that where they're really internally structuring things right now? If it were me, right? If I owned EA Sports, first of all, I would be just publicly humiliated and embarrassed every single day at the quality of my products. But, if I did, and I know that we haven't put out a capable football game in 7 years, I would probably be shifting away from Madden and then towards a clean slate, if you will, of EA Sports College Football. And to that point, I would probably start to shift away from the Madden name, which has been tarnished by a legacy now of a subpar product, and then hope that we could build college football from the ground up, make it an enjoyable game that is going to have a much more dedicated fan base to it, that's not going to be as jaded over the last couple years of Madden. Use that as a proving ground, if you will, for the programming, the logic, the game engine, all those things. And then create a title that's going to overwhelm positively the community. Then use that as a base in a couple of years. Drop the Madden name and just call it, EA Sports NFL Football. And carry your engine over from college to pro. That's exactly the way I would think you would almost have to do it. Because I can tell you, if they reverse engineer this thing and take the Madden engine and try to apply it to college football, which we've been seeing happen, they've had elements now for years of college football kind of trickling into Madden, but it just hasn't functioned the way it's intended to. We haven't even had full games. We've had face of the franchise introductions. We've had some one-off superstar KO in MUT modes to feature college. So it's almost like they've been slowly kind of grooming the fan base now for what they knew was the ultimate return of college football. But to take this and repackage it in such a way that it's going to be accepted by gamers is going to be the challenge. And I would imagine you would have to get everyone working on a football game. Separate Madden from college football for the moment. You'd have to get everyone that has been working on a football game there involved in this project, simply because your need is to have those people with experience. We can question how good they are at their job. We can question the relevant experience they have. We can question what they've actually put into a product. But ideally, you would want everybody that's worked on a football game over on this project. because now you've got an actual timestamp to this outside of you, right? This would be rumor. Let's see if EA responds to this, right? They responded to SGO in kind of a negative way. Let's see if they respond to Corey Moss, the CEO of Collegiate Licensing. And if they come out and say, hey, listen, we don't normally address rumors, Mr. Moss, but the only Moss we're concerned with right now is the Randy Moss MUT card that we're going to be dropping in January so you can Moss all over people for the low, low price of $19.99. Zerkluck, right? But in reality, you would think if they don't respond to it, they're okay with this kind of date being set. I was always intrigued that they started to promote this as early as last year. You know, I was really impressed with the fact that the response from the community was as positive as it was, which to me is a good thing. Go find a Madden post with 11,000 likes on it. You're not going to find one. People love college football. They miss college football. They want college football back. The problem is, if you want a bad football game, there's a whole bunch of them sitting on the shelves at your local GameStop. Or you can just wait, and I'm sure at some point for the Super Bowl or Pro Bowl, Madden is going to give a free weekend away, and you can play all the bad football game you want for free. There's no shortage of bad football games at EA Sports. There is a shortage of a college football game, but apparently that is very close to changing. Other than that, I guess it's really interesting to see the timeline and the perspective of things, more so now that we do know. In my opinion, this kind of validates what SGO was saying. EA can deny it all they want. As I said in the last video, the proof is not having the final product. If they had completed any of the goals they set for the franchise experience in Madden this year, in stages 2 and 3, if you will, then none of this becomes a debate, none of this becomes a discussion, none of this becomes content speaking about it, but rather content showing it. And instead, we're here to just talk about a legacy of bugs, glitches. At this point, people have issues loading the game. I've seen images where people try to load up franchise, and you're like in the sky mode above the locker room, not unlike we used to see cars just randomly appearing on the field. Offices last year or 2 years ago, randomly just in the game, and we wonder how these things happen. It's lack of troubleshooting. It's lack of going out and testing your game. And if it's not that, it's lack of executing the flaw fixing when it's presented. And that's from a community or from an internal testing standpoint. So other than that, I mean, I can't wait. Hopefully, I can get through what I'm going through now and, have double the content, right? Double the content, double the fun. That's the statement of EA Sports with their football games, right? Every day I could post, 4 videos of horrible football from this gaming company, which, at that point, I think I could probably just retire in like 6 weeks. So other than that, appreciate you guys checking this out. And I will be back as soon as I can.